Here's an Otterbox, and if you've ever noticed, you'll catch it on something on your belt and you'll break that belt clip off. It's the only complaint I have about Otterbox. I did it with my iPhone 4S, with my Sprint Evo, and now with my Verizon Samsung Galaxy S3. It's the same thing. You catch it on the edge of something and it pops and the belt clip breaks off, and now you're stuck with an unoperable device. While you're waiting 2 to 4 weeks for Otterbox to send you your replacement, you have to have a cradle to put your phone in on your belt. So what I devised is a way to do that with a simple piece of paracord about 30 inches long, an 11/64 drill bit, pencil, basic tape measure in about 10 minutes of time. Now what I'm going to do is show you how to go from this to this as a finished product that works well on your belt. So if you're ready for the journey, here we go. And the first step, what you want to do is take a pair of side bites, needle nose or pliers. You want to grab a hold of that clip and break that off. What that does is it pops the center section out and getting the rest of the belt clip off. Set that aside so we can throw it in the trash can later. What we're going to do next is we're going to take a pencil and we're going to go, you need to know about how wide your belt is. So this is an 1.5 inch wide belt. So in order to get an 1.5 inch wide belt to slide through, what you're going to want to do is measure it. And it's going to need to be about 2 inches apart, center to center, so you can get your belt in there comfortably. So what I do is I kind of measure it overall. It's about 3 1/4, so that's going to put me 1 1/2, 1 5/8 to the center, and then you want to go 1 inch both ways off of that. And then you want to do the same thing down here. 1 5/8 center. And then you want to go 1 inch both ways off of that. Okay, and then if you just come in about 1.5 inches off of each end, that'll get you a good mark for that. And then for that second set of holes in, I just allow about 1/2 inch off of that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the square, I'm going to lay it up here. I mean, it don't have to be perfect. This is all just to kind of keep it looking decent. One thing I did fail to mention is when you're doing this, you need to get a baseline. You stick your phone in the cradle like that, and you need to measure off of that lip and make sure you get that string area into the screen area on both sides, or you're going to run into a problem where it won't lock in. So we need to be at least 1/2 inch up on both sides. And then, so you can check this way, and we're at 3/4, so that's going to work out real well. I forgot to mention that the first time around. So you're going to get your straight line drawn, and like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, it's just to keep it looking remotely decent. And then go ahead and do the double mark off of it that way. So that you can get a, a semi-straight line there. And then that's going to be your 4 of your 6 drill points. And then all you're going to want to do is measure in about 1/2 inch or so off of that other one on both sides, coming inward towards the center. And then that's going to represent your 6 points that you're going to drill. Then you take your 11/64 drill bit, whatever you have close to the diameter of the paracord without getting insanely too big for it. And then you just take it, and it doesn't have to be a real high speed or nothing. And you just stick it on there, get it going, and then drill it out. And you do that to all 6 holes all the way around. Okay, after you get all 6 holes drilled, just kind of rub it, make sure there's no little plastic flanges or nothing there. Clean it up decently. Then you're going to take the paracord And what you're going to do is you're going to go in that hole, pull most all slack through. You're going to come back through this hole here. And it's kind of a pain. That's why you don't want to get the hole too small, or your paracord won't go through it very easily. Like that, through one of the top holes. Like that, you're going to go across the top on the inside. Pull all that slack through. Down through the outside hole. Like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come back up through this hole there. Like that. Now that you got that done, what I recommend is get everything pulled around, you know, remotely sized. And then what I do is I take a and tie a knot, and you just get the knot, you know, fairly close to the end of the rope. Pull it good and tight. Go ahead and pull that knot down, and now you can use your Otterbox to put a little more pressure on it. Pull that tight, and I go ahead and I pull all my slack kind of through there. And then what that allows you to do in a minute, you need a lighter also. I forgot that in the step. So then you take your side bites and you trim that tail off, and you melt that paracord down. And what that's going to do is seal it into it so it can't pull through or come unraveled. Get that good and hot, and then seal that down to it. Okay, after you do that, what you want to do is take your belt and go ahead and feed it through there, and then you want to start kind of back pulling where it's snug, but not so snug that it's going to be hard, because your paracord will stretch a little bit, but you don't want it to be miles out of spec either. And then just tie your simple overhand knot again. Get that pulled through there, and get that knot pulled down as close as you can to the Otterbox. That's also going to gain you a little bit more slack for your belt, because it's going to be kind of a fixed install when you're done. So pull that knot down to there, and see about just putting a little extra tension on it. And then you can walk all your knots out in a minute and get everything pulled out straight. Pull the slack out there that you have. Go ahead and cut the excess off. Take your lighter again and get the paracord good and hot until it starts melting. Get that singed down into there. Get that knot pulled in. Pull your excess into that, and then put your belt through it, and then just kind of work it to where your excess is all in your loops. Now what it's going to do over time is the slack will walk its way around to where it needs to be. What you have there is you can snap your phone into it and put your belt through it, and it gives you a good working Otterbox until you get your replacement from the company. This has been a production by High Tech Firearms and Training. Thank you.